This is such a wonderful place for me. I always cherish every single moment that I come to this state in India. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I also want to say a special good evening to the Pataudi family, who may not be here with us physically, but definitely here with us spiritually. I want to say a big thank you for allowing me to speak at such a wonderful moment in Indian history. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a true privilege to be standing in front of you here tonight. The enormity of the evening, and I must say the flippant request by my manager, just a casual request, do you want to go to Calcutta to deliver a speech? I said, no problem. You know, I'm playing golf, I have a bit of time, so why not? Well, it's now sinking in how big this occasion is. And let me tell you something, it's bloody nerve-wracking, and I'm telling you, overwhelming to say the least. My knowledge of the man that we are honoring tonight is very, very measured. But you know what? The power, the sheer power of his name always fascinated me. The Nawab Muhammad Mansur Ali Khan Pataudi. It always, always, always fascinated me. A ruler, an Oxford graduate, an Oxford cricket captain, an Indian cricket captain, a victim of an accident, all of the above have us here this evening celebrating this wonderful life. I know you know his stats. You know, I don't have to repeat it. Losing an eye, playing with one eye. I shudder to think what this man would have been capable of if he had all his faculties. Whatever he possessed at the time, he was able to carve out a career that really and truly put India on the map and definitely shaped Indian cricket's landscape. I want to say a special congratulations. I hope we give a round of applause for this wonderful Indian. Now, this Indian team reminds me of the West Indies team during their halcyon days in the 70s and 80s, when every country that they went to, they were loved. The cricket supporters loved their country, yes, but they loved the West Indies second. We were perennial favorites wherever we went. And I believe that India now holds that mantle. I must say that when I'm looking for superstars to talk about, I don't need to go beyond 1 million plus people. You have so many superstars here that I can literally spend the entire night talking about so many great sportsmen and sportswomen that you have. But Virat Kohli walked away in the 2023 World Cup with the Player of the Tournament trophy. And I know a lot of people will be saying, or already said, it doesn't matter, India did not win the World Cup. Even in Virat's mind, he'd be saying, I would give this trophy up just to hold the big one. But really and truly, sport, team sport, is about winning. And you as an individual player have to have that as your number one motivation. But what is a subsidiary of that? A subsidiary of team success is individual success. And that is what Virat Kohli did for India match after match throughout the World Cup. Now, that did not impress me because the man is capable of anything. What impresses me most about Virat Kohli is his true legacy. He has changed the face of cricket and how you prepare for cricket, the preparation of cricket, the way, the discipline that he has, the commitment that he has. And I have a son, and I can tell you, if my son had to play any sport, and he's allowed to play any sport, I'd be using Virat Kohli's commitment and dedication to not just his craft, but whatever else it takes to become a #1 sportsman. Sachin Tendulkar wanted to be respected around the world as one of the greats. And we all know that measuring stick is very, very critical sometimes. You could be a star at home. If you go abroad and you don't do the things that you need to do, people are going to label you, you know, a home soil bully. When you leave the shores, you're not difficult to get out. But I think Sachin was one of the players from India that really and truly set the standard wherever he went in the world. And I always looked up to him. We had unnecessary comparisons between us, and I think the fact that we became friends very, very quickly, and I could tell you where it started. Our friendship started, very strong friendship started. We were playing against Pakistan in Canada. It was at the Sky Dome, which is now known as the Rogers Center. And they invited the rest of the World 11 versus Pakistan, the World Cup champions. And we went out there, and it's all AstroTurf, and they laid this board out and decided that we're going to play a cricket match there. And let me tell you something, it was dangerous. The ball was bouncing. We had Curtly Ambrose, Courtney Walsh, a lot of fast bowlers. And I think it was Imran Khan who decided, listen, we need to have rules here. No one can run up more than 10 paces to deliver the ball. This is an exhibition. Let's have fun, but let's make sure that everybody stays safe. So everyone obliged, everybody was happy with that. And we went out and we fielded first, and Ambrose walked up to the stumps, and, you know, Javed Miandad and Saeed Anwar, all these guys were knocking the ball around, and they were like 350 overs, everyone having a great time. And I was asked to open the batting with Sachin Tendulkar, and we walked out. And in about 10 overs, so we had about 80 runs without loss. And we were going on our merry way, everyone's enjoying themselves, and I looked back, and Imran Khan was talking to Waqar Younis. And I saw Waqar Younis pass the 10-yard mark and walk down to a full run-up. And he ran in, fired the ball at Sachin Tendulkar, it flew over his head, over the wicketkeeper head, into the fence for 4. And I walked down the wicket to Sachin, and I said, Sachin, it seems like the rules are now thrown out. You know, this guy has gone way back, you know, we should say something. Sachin said, don't worry, Brian. And Waqar took off again and bowled. Now, at the Sky Dome, there's about 100 rows of seats. Sachin got inside the line and hooked this ball 50 to 60 rows up. And I looked at this young man, and I said, wow, different level. Sachin and myself have become very, very close friends. And the Gates is something that I hope that continues our friendship and our legacy for many, many years. And I feel very privileged to have been put in the same light as him. Now, moving on about individual brilliance in team, one other Indian name comes to mind, and that is Kapil Dev. Now, Kapil Dev, of course, preceded Sachin Tendulkar. And in 1983, I spoke to Kapil last week, and I said to Kapil, you know, what advice do you have for the Indian team? Because, you know, back in 1983, the West Indies was the favorite to win the World Cup, and you came from behind to win the World Cup. Now, India is the favorite. He says, stop, stop, stop. What are you talking about? He said, no, I knew we were going to win the World Cup. I said, you sure, against the West Indies? He said, yes, I knew the West Indies were going to take us lightly, and we're going to win the World Cup. Now, Kapil Dev is the first great all-rounder of Indian cricket. Now, you're talking about a man that I understand, not the greatest background or the man that a lot of, you know, the middle class and lower class relate to in India, was able to inspire a lot of Indians throughout his career, just from where he came from and what he achieved. Can you imagine a fast bowler in a country that is known for spin, an unconventional batsman in a country that is known to follow the techniques of the colonial coaches. He was a superstar, and to raise that trophy for India in 1983 must have been a tremendous achievement for Indian cricket at the time, wasn't it? What did Gavaskar offer India or offer the world? I think he was one of the first Indian batters to really and truly push the confidence of his teammates up. I think he's one, through his actions on the field, through his batting, told on the other Indian players, right, you can do this, we can do this. And wearing a skull cap against a 4-pronged West Indies pace attack and scoring runs throughout the Caribbean, I think it might have been 1972, I'm not sure. I think that was also the series that maybe the Nawab Pataudi was replaced as captain by Ajit Wadekar. And to do what he did in the West Indies, nobody did. Nobody wanted to go to the West Indies and bat and stand up and bat. And you know, I think there was one occasion where an Indian team actually declared and accepted defeat before they were bowled out in the West Indies. But Sunil Gavaskar was maybe the first, I would say, major star in Indian cricket when it came to sponsorship and bringing money to the game.